Witam Was serdecznie. Tak jak Wam obiecałam, złapałam mojego kolegę tutaj na przerwie, aby zadać mu kilka pytań na temat terapii strategicznej. On, tak samo jak ja, jest absolwentem Centrum Terapii Strategicznej w Arezzo u profesora Giorgio Nardone. Razem studiowaliśmy. Teraz Flavio Cannistrá oczywiście nic nie rozumie, ale teraz zadam mu pytania po angielsku, żeby przekazać Wam więcej informacji na temat terapii strategicznej i tego, co dzieje się właśnie we Włoszech, w Rzymie, i zachęcić niektóre osoby do tego, żeby też zaczęły studiować tę terapię, bo jest, no i bo jest bardzo skuteczna i przynosi rezultaty. Więc Flavio Cannistrá jest psychologiem i psychoterapeutą strategicznym i prowadzi szkołę psychoterapii w Rzymie. No i ja teraz mam nadzieję, że angielski dla Was nie jest problemem, więc zadam mu kilka pytań na temat terapii strategicznej po angielsku i zobaczymy, co ciekawego nam powie. Jeżeli macie jakieś pytania teraz, to pytajcie tutaj w komentarzach, czy na Facebooku, czy na YouTubie i chętnie później na nie odpowiem, albo może jeszcze w trakcie. Okay, Flavio, did you understand something in Polish?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
I understand Flavio Cannistrá.
Flavio Cannistrá, good. So normally we speak in Italian here, but I have the pleasure that he really speaks really good English because he collaborates with really good like professors in around the world who are psychiatrists and psychologists. So I want to ask you two questions because you work hard, you see at least 30 patients a week since like at least maybe 10 years almost.
More, yeah.
Yes, more or less. So could you explain, like Polish psychologist, psychiatrist, like how could you explain what is strategic therapy in relation to, for example, systemic therapy, which is quite popular in Poland, or therapy focus, solution-oriented therapy, emotional focus therapy. So this is this kind of therapy which a lot of psychologists study in Poland, and now knowing that strategic therapy is so innovative, is so effective, we would like to bring it to Poland too. Could you give some explanation, about these differences?
Yeah, it's very interesting because strategic therapy is a long story, like CBT, for example, and it's spread around the world from Palo Alto, MRI, California, MRI, the Mental Institute, which is mother of the therapy. Many know the name of Paul Watzlawick of human gives the communication by Paul Watzlawick, but not so many know the originator of strategic therapy.
Okay. Okay, finally jesteśmy znowu na żywo. Super. Udało się. So could you continue because
Yeah.
we have some problems.
Yeah, so in this way, we know that the father of systemic psychology, one of the fathers of systemic psychology, and so many fathers are one of the main fathers of systemic systemic psychology, and this is important have strategic therapy, systemic approach, systemic concept, interesting because strategic therapy, opinion, go big therapy did a very specific on its individuals and communication. In the very strategic therapy, not so important in the ones how much time spent in communication and work. It's very related Smithsonian to soul and say in a way and methods but of the interventionist J. Haley, who give the chest like Richards directly track so and directly, which means they study is videos and the of communication. They study and of the prescription. They study how some space, how question choose a chance. The innovation of Milton Erickson using particularly prescription, particular paradoxical prescription to change. One of the most one of the most famous cases of Milton Erickson was the insomnia cases. He prescribes to the client with insomnia to give the wax on the floor. Okay, of prescription that's we call orderly, I think is in English, which is a daughter of paradoxical intervention. And why I'm talking about that color intervention as one of the main intervention of his practice. So what is all until now that therapy as systemic floor, okay, systemic grounds, and operates with Ericksonian mindset, Ericksonian way of act. But of course, it's also very related to solution-focused therapy.
It's very popular in Poland, solution-focused therapy.
Yeah, solution-focused therapy.
This is Steve the Shader.
Yeah, Steve the Shader. This is a strange story that history is strange, because strategic therapy developed before solution-focused therapy, and it was very famous, but we really don't know why solution-focused therapy simply spread around the world. It became very famous, very used in all the world. Strategic therapy did this and then this. Fortunately, with work of Giorgio Nardone, it didn't disappear in Italy, but in the world. Now we are seeing this in the Congress of today. We see also a lot of research that are warning for support. It's very related. You have to know that Steve Dade was John Wickland, one of the fathers of strategic therapy, with Paul Watzlawick. And Steve Shader studied at MRI, Mental Research Institute, who had born strategic therapy. And Steve Shader was, I can
Okay, we are again. So also Clomadanes, I was studying in MRI. You remember?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
someone more who now is creating the fundaments of psychotherapy today. Jay Haley.
Of course.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wendell Ray.
Exactly. Money Kind.
Yes. Well, there's so many names that.
Teresa Garcia.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I will ask you the last question.
Yeah.
Like, because this video is for like Polish psychologists, psychiatrists, psychotherapists, like why like they should study new approach, because many of them like they are CBT or systemic gestalt, etc. And why, what is so wonderful in this innovative strategic therapy? Why they should try to study new approach? In which sense they could help them?
Yeah. Let me say a thing. I studied many approach. I study strategic therapy. I started with strategic therapy. I started with Jungian therapy. Yeah. Then strategic therapy, and then Ericksonian therapy. I have a master in Ericksonian hypnotherapy, and then solution-focused therapy and single session therapy. A lot of therapies, and the big why to why I need to study this approach is that one big why is that one approach can't fit with everyone. And so you can use solution-focused therapy, which is one of my favorite therapy, but it simply doesn't work with
all kind of problems.
All kind of persons.
Okay.
Yeah. One day I was talking before with Giorgio Adonem, and I say that I saw a girl I was using with her solution focused therapy. I learned solution focused therapy at Brief in London. And I was doing, in my opinion, a very good solution focused therapy. And you have to know that during my therapies, I always ask, are we in line? Are you following me? You? And she said, yeah, you're doing a great job. At the end, I use a questionnaire to evaluate the session. She put a very low rate to the method. And say, what is happening? You always say that we're doing great. She say, yes, but I really wanted a more confrontative approach. I really wanted that you suggest me some homework, that you give me some feedback, which is not very solution focused. So I realized that with her, a more strategic therapy would be more efficient. And I switched to strategic therapy, and I solved the problem. I helped her to solve the problem in 3 sessions.
So you think that patients today in the 21st century, sometimes they need some more practice solutions, not to do, but to discover together the solution in everyday life.
That's with some person, a solution-focused approach is very good, but with also with other person, a strategic approach is very good. I also think that with some problems, sometimes the same person can talk about a problem, and with the problem, solution focus is very good. But then she can bring another problem, and maybe strategic approach is better. But also a question of moment of the therapy. With strategic approach, for example, we use a problem-oriented approach during the first session, which helps us to unlock the problem very quickly, often in one session. And then we use a more solution-focused approach to consolidate the results, or to help the client to spread the results in other parts of their life. So I think that strategic approach, which it's often we think that it's new, but remember that it's very old. It's born around the middle 70s. Strategic approach is a very valuable way to help clients in a few sessions. And if you yet use an approach like a solution focus, which same in few sessions, in 3 to 6 sessions, often help the client. You also know that sometimes simply with has every kind of approach, it doesn't work. And Steve Shaver was the one who said, if something doesn't work, stop to do that, do something different. And this worked also for the approach that you use. If you are using solution-focused approach or Ericksonian approach or systemic approach, and it doesn't work, you don't see results with your client, that's the moment to use strategic therapy.
Especially sometimes it can be really frustrating, when you work a lot, work hard, and you don't see the results.
Yeah.
It's frustrating for patients and also for therapists.
Yeah. There is another thing.
Yes, tell us.
If I can, just 20 seconds. Strategic therapy did something that solution-focused therapy and systemic therapy didn't do so much. It studied very much communication, not the use of question, which is the gold standard of solution focus.
All therapists, I think, maybe.
Yeah, but the study of paraverbal communication, non-verbal communication, which we saw research show us it's often very important to help to establish a good alliance with the client. And that's it.
So Flavio gives us really nice short answer, but which I think explain the Polish therapy about why they should study strategic therapy. Więc jeżeli macie jakieś pytania, to piszcie tutaj w komentarzach. Jeżeli będzie pytanie do Flavio, ja mu to przekażę, napiszę po włosku albo po angielsku. Thank you very much. Grazie mille.
You're doing a very great job in Poland. You are very good.
Thank you so much. Okay. Do widzenia. Bye.